So this is our brand new 2017, the last few days of 2017 Dodge Ram Promaster 3500, 159 wheelbase, extended body. So uh, we sold the Sprinter, and now I'm going to try to convert this van. So with the practice of the first one, maybe it'll go faster. I don't know, but it's sure to be a lot of fun. So let's take a look at it. So it's maybe not the prettiest bumper in the world, but you know, it's all right. It's got really good vision when you drive it, very wide field of view. Boy, it is just a bare cargo van. Nothing but steel. I mean, they didn't even put any sound dampeners in it, so I got to go out and buy more of that. No windows. No windows there. They do put these back panels, and I don't know why they bothered doing that, but that's it. Look at that, man. A blank slate. It's a little bit shorter than the Sprinter that we had before. Even with the extended cargo body, it's still a little bit shorter, so I'll have to kind of tighten up the cabinets to make that all fit. It's much wider up here than all the Sprinters are. When you look at the very back of it, and when you're on the road, this distance is much wider. It's also wider from wall to wall. It's also much straighter than all the just even the modern day Sprinters are. So it'll be a lot easier to get some room here for the upper cabinets. It's got a nice backup camera, which I love. And it's white. You know, they all come in white. You can get them in any color you want as long as it's white. It came with swivel seats. Isn't that nice? One last thing. It's got Sirius. It's got a nice little overhead storage space there. That's pretty cool. And a standard Promaster dash. So this will take some thinking and measuring. I'm going to put the same thing, just solar panels there. Going to put the same thing, batteries here, and run all the power along this wall. Same bed here, kitchen, countertop here, and same thing where the fridge will go right here. It's going to be a little bit more tighter than the Sprinter would be, like when you're sitting down. The just cabinet might come right up to your knee, as where before it was like out here. So I'll sit and think about it. You'd think after already doing one it'd be really easy. Wrong. It's very complex. So I'm just sitting here going over all my drawings and looking at the van. I would say if you're going to start something like this, don't be in a big rush to just start doing something. Even a couple days, 2 or 3 days of just sitting in the van and thinking about things, it's not a quick thing to learn how to do because you've got to be good with spatial type stuff, but my biggest advice is take your time and don't be in a hurry to just start putting in wires or putting in foam or doing all the things. I mean, that's the easy part. Oddly enough, the most easy part is when the parts are here and you just start doing it. When you got the plan done, when you've gone online and ordered all the parts, when you've designed all the things that it takes to do it and figure out all the parts, and then what it comes down to where you're going to like Home Depot every day. Yes, you could get super just detailed and do a complete list first and do it all at once, but then you got a garage full of stuff and then you forget what you bought. So part of my first video on this is just take your time and just sit and think about how it's going to look, how you're going to use it, what are you going to do with it, where's the sink going to go, is there going to be an outlet by the sink, is that going to require a different kind of plug? Where is the fridge going to go, and exactly how is that all going to fit in? I'm going to end up building all the cabinets so then I can make them any size I want. So, like I'll go around and show you that. So I've already gone through, and what I do is I just kind of lay out, like there's going to be just a row of cabinets here. The fridge is going to sit here. There's going to be 2 banks of drawers, so just mine and my wife's. This is a layout for how big the battery is, so I've got to figure out, if I want to have 4. I'm planning on just 3, but I want to make space, and you can kind of see that's where the batteries are going to sit too. I go through, and this is the line that the bed frame is going to come up to. I go through and I mark out where I'm going to put 110, where I'm going to put a just counter outlet, so there's a counter right here. I go through, and there's going to be a microwave over on this wall, and then just counter outlet. Down here you can kind of see the rough outline of a bank of drawers, which will have silverware, pots, pans, and then it's going to be like a 32-inch wide sink cabinet. So we're not going to put a sink in on this version. My wife doesn't want one. We never used it last time, so if I do sell it at some point, I can add a sink. And then it's basically how are you going to get out of the van? Is there going to be enough room here to feel comfortable? Because you don't want to push this cabinet so far out that you have to turn sideways to get out. So that wouldn't make any sense. So it's kind of it takes some time to just go and plan all of this stuff out and see how that looks. So I made a couple cheapy little steps. If you're going to go climb in and out of the van like 5,000 times, build yourself a little step. Don't just jump. You will get worn out by the end of the day. So at Lowe's, that's $844 worth of insulation, plywood. I don't care who you are or how you do it. Anybody who puts that much insulation into these walls is going to work. A little bit of flex ticks, a little bit of a heat break, some wiring. So I still don't have my 1/4-inch plywood that I'm going to put on top of all that, but we'll get there. So got back home. Oh man, I think I feel dizzy. All that has to go in there somehow. Like I was saying, I don't care who you are or just how you do it. You put all that insulation up in there, it's got to work. And it's like I've said before, putting the stuff in is the easy part. The hard part, spending hours of design work to try to figure out how you're going to make all this turn into a home. Spend hours at Lowe's or Home Depot looking for the exact part. Spend hours on Amazon looking for the exact part. And then you wait a week for it to come. So finally, when the parts are here, and I'm here, and the van's here, then you can start work. But until then, you're just endlessly looking for stuff. And that's the way it works. There's no simple way to do that. So I'm trying to figure out where is something plumb. In vans, nothing is square, nothing is plumb. But you have to figure out, because I'm going to be putting very square cabinets in this space. So if you don't want to do too much scribing on the back, it's good to figure out what's plumb. And it looks like right here in the bottom, and this is plumb. Now I had to first level the van, because if you're on a driveway and the van's going down like this isn't going to mean anything. So outside, I jacked up both of the low sides. So now the floor is level. So you can see my level down there. So then if that's level, then and this is plumb, then I'll take everything off at this point. So I still have this piece here, which is proud of these 2 beams. So I think what I'm going to do is fur this out a little bit, and maybe when I put the top plywood on that, this can disappear. So that's where we're at. And remember, whenever you think about trying to fur out something, fur out this, fur out the roof, every time you fur it out, you're going to decrease the volume of the van. I can imagine some people have put really thick insulation on the floor and really thick insulation on the roof, and all of a sudden they can't stand up inside of it. So you have to always be aware of how you're going to decrease that volume by trying to fur things out and put in more insulation.